the windows fastened down. I spend the night in sleeplessness and rose at every sound. Half in hope of sorrow, half in fear the day would find the sail just breaking through to drag us all away.
Just before the sunrise, I heard something at the wall. The gate began to rattle and a voice began to call. I hurried to the window and looked down into the street, expecting swords and torches and the sound of soldiers' feet.
But there was no one there but Mary, so I went down to let her in. John stood there beside me, and she told me where she'd been. She said they might have taken him in the night, but none of us knows where. The stone's been rolled away, and his body isn't there.
We both ran toward the garden, and John ran on ahead. We found the stone and the empty tomb just the way that Mary said. But the winding sheet they'd wrapped him in was just an empty shell. And how or where they'd taken him was more than I could tell.
Well, something strange had happened there, just what I didn't know. John believed a miracle, but I just turned to go. Circumstance and speculation couldn't lift me very high. Seen them crucify him, then I saw him die.
Back inside the house again, guilt and anguish came, and everything I'd promised him just added to my shame. When at last it came to choices, how tonight I knew his name. And even if he was alive, he wouldn't be the same.
Suddenly the air was filled with a strange and sweet perfume. Light that came from everywhere drove the shadows from the room. Jesus stood before me with his arms held open wide, and I fell down on my knees and I just clung to him and cried.
Then he raised me to my feet, and as I looked into his eyes, the love was shining out from him like sunlight from the skies. The guilt and my confusion disappeared in sweet release. Every fear I'd ever had just melted into peace.